clearly you're frustrated. I know people certainly should understand that because you say farmers only get 2 paychecks a year. Explain that to people.
Yes, and thank you for having me. Yes, farmers basically get two paychecks a year. One in about June and the other in October. And we have to have all of our ducks in a row to make sure that those things happen. We need lime, fertilizer, and all of these things, and we need the good grace of God to provide the rain, and we need my good girlfriend, Mother Nature, to provide all of the things. Without all those things working together, you can't make a crop. And farming is one of the most hardest occupations in the world. It's not like construction where you finish and you go on to another job. Farming, the work never ends. And it's the hardest occupation.
And you talk about what goes into the decision to plant or not to plant. What happens if you don't? And what is the latest? It seems like it's just you are as in limbo as anybody else, but you're at the mercy of so many things I think most people don't understand.
That is exactly right. And we're at a real crossroads here. You know, you talked about it earlier where farmers are destroying crops and filing bankruptcy and losing land. All of these things have played into a factor. And COVID-19 has really elevated all of those things for our small farmers. And right now, I should be out here now planting my soybeans and corn, but I don't have a farm operating loan. And I applied for the protection program payment by the federal government, and we haven't had a response. And right now it's planting season, so there's a short window of opportunity.
You are a 4th-generation farmer, and I want to remind people this shot is not perfect. It's not glamorous because this is your life every day. You got the best cell service you could out there. You are in the middle of your farm because that is where you work. That is almost where you live. You said that you're part of the forgotten farmers of color. There's a long history of the struggles of Black farmers. I've said over and over, and I'll say it until the day I'm no longer on TV. I'm the product of a sharecropper who was born in 1901. And the history of struggles for Black farmers is not a story that's often told. Has it gotten worse? I know there was a story that you actually went to a school and the kids didn't even realize that farmers were Black because so long it's not associated with us.
That's right. And we are the forgotten people. Basically, Black people were brought to the United States of America to work the land as slaves. And we went on from slaves to be sharecroppers and then Jim Crow. And then we were able to purchase land after the Civil War. That's how Blacks were able to get land in this country. So we have really struggled to hold on to land. And at the turn of the 19th century, we owned almost 20 million acres of land. Today, we're down to less to 3 million acres in this country, and we're losing land. And that's why people need to know the history.
Tell me what happened at the university when you spoke with a college student who didn't realize that farmers were Black.
Basically, when I spoke to those group of students, she stood up and asked a question. She said, well, she made more of a statement. She said, I didn't know that there was such a thing as a Black farmer in this country. She said, farmers were white. And that means that we're not talking and passing along history the correct way in this country if people didn't know that there's such a thing as a Black farmer.
And there is a difference with when you look at big farms and small. There are small local farms. Not all are created equal. And I think that's something that people also don't realize. We think farmers, but there are small farmers within that conversation.
Primarily helping large-scale corporate farmers and large-scale white farmers out in the Midwestern states. There's very to little, no programs to help small-scale farmers and naive farmers of color. We're pretty much left out of that equation.
John, what is your biggest fear right now?
Well, my biggest fear is the possibility that I could lose my land. I could lose my farm. The grit in me and the fight in me says that that's not going to happen. But the picture that's painted for Black farmers and small-scale farmers like myself is not a pretty picture. And we need the assistance of the American people to get involved and really take a hard look at what's happened to small-scale farmers. Yes, we have people right now fighting for COVID-19 on the front line, nurses and doctors, and we really appreciate their leadership in what they're doing. But we can't forget about the people that grow the food in this country.